What's dangerous is when the universe pick you and you put on the magic glasses. There's rules that go with them. You can never take them off. You never see things as they're supposed to be. You see things as they are. And you can never force nobody else to wear them.
I think while I awake and contemplate tonight are wearing me out. Well, maybe tomorrow the world will wake and get it right, but I have my doubts, yeah. During the day, well, I design machines of war that scream through the sky. 'Cause I feel well, I like to go to bed free at night under these stars and stripes. And I have my doubts that we're coming down. Yes, I have my doubts, and I have my doubts that we'll make it back out. Yes, I have my doubts, but they'll wind you up and pull the cord until you're spun right out. And I don't understand. Roll the dice and raise the price to feed the machine's mouth. Call it the progress of man. And I have my doubt that we're coming out. Yes, I have my doubt. And I have my doubt that we'll make it back out. I have my doubts, so I'll drink my stuff and raise some hell and shoot my guns to the end of my time. You can have the booze and go to hell and take the guns, but I know they won't be mine. That we're coming out. Yes, I have my doubts, and I have my doubts that we'll make it back up. Yes, I have my doubts. So we're all messed up and out of touch. Let's text someone who's in the other room. So don't wonder why we don't say hi or know anyone. I might as well move to the moon. So maybe I'm wrong. Well, I hope that I'm wrong. So maybe I'm wrong. Well, I hope that I'm wrong. Well, the things I think while I lie awake and contemplate at night are wearing me out.
Good evening. Sorry for being a couple of minutes tardy. I just haven't been feeling it the last couple of days. I mean, as far as news. I've been, again, working on the aircraft. It's almost done. Pardon me. I don't have any idea why. I just all of a sudden started coughing. It certainly was not anything I was doing right before coming over into the studio shot and turning on the mic. Anyway, sorry about that. Like I said, I've been spending much of the day coughing, and working on that. I almost got it done. So, other than that, I haven't been paying much attention even to the news. I've been churning out the headlines as they came in, but getting, like I say, really close to the finishing touches. So now I go in and start digging for anything I missed or anything I got off. So, and I didn't know if I was going to post this on the flightsim.to website, but I think I am. I put an awful lot of time and work into this, and it, in my opinion, I'm going to be biased, of course, but I think it looks pretty awesome. And so I can't wait to see what the reactions are. So far, the repaints that I've done previously have gotten pretty good responses. So I think this one's going to knock it out of the park. This is definitely will be not right quite yet, but probably within the next couple of days, it will certainly be payware worthy. A texture, payware worthy texture, because I'm not going to put it up there as payware, I'm just going to put it up there as free. But I think I am going to mention that if anybody wants any custom stuff, to contact me, because hey, I wouldn't mind doing that. Anyway, don't really know. I just keep thinking about the different steps that this government's taking, and it's insane. I had spoke about how Pritzker just passed a law that would allow illegal immigrants to become police officers in the state of Illinois. Well, some time ago, they already got the ability to obtain a driver's license, and I was raising hell about that. It just doesn't end. And, at the end of the day, I sit back and I ask myself, are these people really this far out of touch? Are they really that far gone that they don't get it whatsoever? I don't think so. I just don't think they give a damn. And I think what they gain for doing this crazy crap far outweighs if they don't. If they don't, they won't be in that position. At the end of the day, when it comes down to it, it is going to take the United States citizens, if we want our country back, we're going to have to take it back. Plain and simple. See, one of the great deceptions by our government is they keep people so focused on that presidential race. Well, if you know anything about civics, you would understand that the president's really not that powerful. Not supposed to be powerful. Not supposed to be able to whip out executive orders out of their pockets and do whatever the hell they want. Reign as a king. That's not how the founding fathers intended this country to run. So all these executive orders and nonsense, yeah, that wouldn't have flew very well with the founding fathers. So aside from all that bullshittery, I'm telling you, president doesn't really have a lot of power. The power, well, the true power is what the people are supposed to be, as they say. But aside from that, the true power is in Congress. That's where shit gets done, not in the Oval Office. Shit gets signed in the Oval Office. It takes a whole lot of work before shit hits that desk. So, the great deception is they keep everybody so focused on that presidential election that they're not paying attention to all the damn congressional spots. And that is how you get some of these people like Nancy Pelosi, the dumb shit governor of California. Pritzker. That's how you get these people. I don't think they're being elected. I don't. I think that for a long time they've been selecting Congress. And they just keep the people so focused on that presidential election that nobody really questions the less than federal stuff. You know? You don't see a whole lot of question on governors and stuff like that, usually. I mean, of course, this past election was a little more along those lines, but I think for good reason. However, this goes to say, though, we want to fix this country. It has to be done. We have to completely replace what's in our government currently. I mean, that's the only way we can do that. If you think there's going to be somebody come up with something legislative to make that happen and that they're going to give up their power for our benefit, you're silly. People in power never give up that power. It doesn't work like that. The power has to be taken back. And I don't know what to tell the American people, but it's probably time they take off their rose-colored glasses. And understand that, and I'm saying it again, I was saying this over 10 years ago, that either we sacrifice now and lose whatever, or we just wait. It won't be much longer and we'll have to sacrifice everything, and we won't have a choice. It's crazy where they're leading us. It's crazy the nonsense that they're doing. It's crazy that if you want an incandescent light bulb, you're going to have to buy some kind of crazy heating device on eBay that looks really reminiscent like a light bulb, but it's not advertised as such. You know what I mean? See, because this isn't the first ban on incandescent bulbs. I thought they were all supposed to be banned long before now. I don't know if something got put back or if they never completed it, because I knew that it was going in stages. Like, first they had to get rid of like anything over 100 watt, and then they had to get rid of the 100 watts, and they were gonna kind of phase them out like that. But I don't know whatever happened. I don't know if that got put on hold, or if we're just now reaching that time, or ding, 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 it's time, you know. But it sounds like this is kind of something a little bit new, or, you know, added. So yeah, if you buy or manufacture, or I'm sure sell, an incandescent light bulb, you are now an outlaw in the United States of America. Our leadership is absolutely and there's no tinfoil hat conspiracy. It's not about the frequency of the LED light's going to turn you into a reptilian, man. No. They're frickin' lights. They could tell a hell of a lot more with an incandescent bulb than they can an LED bulb. And let me tell you what I mean. They can tune in to your power and be able to use your incandescent light bulbs like microphones in your house. That's no joke. Because when you speak, you vibrate the filaments in those bulbs. And when you vibrate the filaments in those bulbs, there is an ever so slight change. And I believe it would be the resistance. They can pick that up. So if somebody wants to throw conspiracy stuff around, you'd have to do it more with the incandescent bulbs than you would with the LED or the compact fluorescence. It's not about frequencies that's going to do any, wacko stuff to us or anything like that. It's simply a progression in lighting. And I think it's a great progression myself. Am I so butthurt over the loss of incandescent bulbs? Well, no, but at the same time, I don't think that it's their job to tell me what kind of a frickin' light bulb I can screw into the socket. I mean, come on. Federal government's there. Never mistake this, folks. The federal government has two jobs. Only two jobs. The two jobs that the federal government is responsible for is, one, protecting the borders. I'm not kidding. That's not a joke. That's not a jab. Protecting the borders. That's number one. Well, actually, that's not. That's number two. Number one job is to make sure that the states and or counties don't interfere with our inalienable rights. Those are the only two jobs given to the federal government. I know, they seem to have built an entire frickin' empire around that, right? But don't worry, it's just for your safety. No, they only got two jobs. You can look it up. Two jobs. Protect the borders, protect our rights. That's it. Kind of nuts, ain't it? That's why I laugh. There are people, Pinball did it the other day, there are people, and they're absolute statists. Anybody that says the federal government has more power than the state or county is a statist, and they're incorrect. Your county sheriff, your county, has the most power. Then it goes to state, then it goes to federal. That's the way that the forefathers set it up. And that is how you truly have a government that's ran by the people. From the bottom up. That's how you do it, from the bottom up. Anything you want run by a certain group of individuals, you have to start with them individuals. This trickle-down crap never worked. They knew trickle-down crap never worked, but they had a bunch of friends that wanted to get rich off the backs of the American people. It is what it is, and that you can blame Red Team for. That's why I don't play on teams. Both teams are nothing but scumbags. Both teams are scumbags, and I'm unapologetic about it. Neither one of them want what's good for the individual. Not even remotely. They only want what's good for their party or their agenda or their cause. They give a shit less about anybody else in this nation. And that's selfishness. And it's so crazy because they could have every bit of what they wanted if they did one thing. If they, instead of focused on what they want to do, if they would make sure that other people were allowed to do what they wanted to do. That's how that works. See, freedom, being a patriot, being someone who supports freedom, isn't somebody that participates in freedom. That's the easy part of freedom. The hard part of freedom is making sure that the individuals that you disagree with have their right to disagree with you. That's the hard part of freedom. And there ain't a whole lot of people on either side of the aisle that's hip with that. So that's why I don't have a use for either one of them. Nothing but a bunch of selfish people. Opportunists. Anywho, I guess we can start talking a little more about the light bulbs since I went into it already. And I hadn't read this prior, so I don't know what all it has to say. It says buying and manufacturing incandescent light bulbs has been outlawed in the U.S. as of Tuesday under controversial legislation which the Biden administration says is aimed at saving money and the environment. The new rule raises the minimum efficiency level for general service lamps, meaning light bulbs screwed into lamps and ceiling fixtures, prohibiting those that produce under 45 lumens of light per watt of power. Wow. Traditional incandescent bulbs produce just 15 lumens per watt, according to manufacturer Philips. While defenders of the measure argue it does not mandate the use of LED bulbs and leaves room for incandescent manufacturers to simply increase the efficiency of their product, critics call that unrealistic. Residential bulb use appears to be the main target of the rule, as it does not affect the manufacturer's sale of incandescent lights used in traffic signals. Oh, another case of the government can do it, but you can't. And floodlights, showcase lamps, appliance lights, and other specialty purposes. How about the special purposes? I just need a big damn bright light. I mean, because that's usually my special purpose. If I need a big damn bright light, is that I need a big damn bright light. But the thing of it is, I'm going to be real honest with you, if I want a big damn bright light, I'll go LED, not incandescent. At one point in time, a really long time ago, you could argue hell with LED because incandescent was way brighter. However, this little gem of an LED called the Cree came along, and holy hell, Batman their laser beams. Cree LEDs are just badass. And that's what you see in the flashlights and all that. The really super bright LEDs, those are Crees. Anywho, that's what I'm saying. I'm not butthurt over this other than the fact that, hey, just because I don't need an incandescent light bulb per se doesn't mean you don't. And I'm not going to be some FUD just because I don't have a purpose for one. You know, and so, well, you don't need one because I don't need one. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. You want a 5,000 watt incandescent light bulb, you should damn well be able to get one. Anyway. You know what we ought to do? We ought to make some really big-ass incandescent light bulbs. And, put them up on public property somewhere and light the mothers up. That sounds like a fun project. Anybody up for that? No? Oh, damn it. Sounds like a good plan. That would be funny. That would be funny. Go to go to the town square and put up a big, huge glass bulb. Make your own nickel filament on the inside. Vacuum the air out of it. And catch the town square on fire. Anyway. Kiev attempts terror attack on Russian civilian ships, says Ministry of Defense. Let's see. You ever tried holding your tongue and said you're on a pirate ship? Just curious. Ukrainian maritime drones reminds me of the movie Airplane. Billy, have you ever seen a grown man naked? That movie was messed up. One of my favorite all-time movies, Airplane. That was priceless. Let's see. Ukrainian maritime drones have tried to attack Russian civilian vessels in the Black Sea, but were destroyed by Russian Navy escort ships, the Defense Ministry announced on Tuesday. In a statement, the ministry claimed that overnight the Kiev regime tried to stage a terror attack on Russian civilian transport ships heading for the Bosphorus Strait in the southwestern part of the Black Sea, which used 3 semi-submersible unmanned boats. Earlier in the day, defense officials said that Ukrainian drones had mounted an unsuccessful attack in the same area on 2 Russian patrol vessels, the Sergei Kotov and the Vasily Baikov, adding that the ships continued their operations. The Sergei Kotov had previously been attacked by 2 Ukrainian sea drones in the Black Sea last week, but managed to destroy the incoming UAVs. The report of a Ukrainian drone attack comes after Russia withdrew last month from a UN and Turkey-brokered grain deal that was intended to unblock agricultural exports via the Black Sea. Explaining the decision, Kremlin Press Secretary Dmitry Peskov described the agreement as a one-sided game, noting that none of Russia's long-standing demands, most notably the easing of Western sanctions on the agricultural sector, had been met. So, we'll see. Again, I think things are going to get a little crazy over there. And I still stand behind when I say that I don't think it's going to go beyond fall. I think fall, Putin to have it wrapped up. Howdy, Christopher. Let's see. And of course, I know you were walking around your home today and you were just thinking, you know what? You know, it'd be really swell. It'd be really swell if our government just gave Ukraine a shit ton more ammunition. Because, well, where better could our tax dollars go? I know it was in all your minds today. White House, we ought to just start calling them crackheads, wants more crucial ammunition for Ukraine, says FT. You got any more of that ammunition, man? I just need a little bit. Oh, man. The U.S. is building up military production capacity after depleting its stockpiles of 155mm artillery shells with supplies to Ukraine. But even if all goes according to plan, it will be able to meet Kiev's current ammo requirements only in 2025, according to a report highlighted by the Financial Times on Tuesday. We're at the point where they're supplying Ukraine at the level they can, and they've given them as much as they can while keeping the reserves that they think are important to have in case there were an unforeseen crisis, defense expert Stacey Pettyjohn told the British newspaper. Pettyjohn is the director of the defense program at the Center for a New American Security and co-author of a fresh report on whether American-guided weapon stockpiles and procurement could support a conflict with China, and included the shortage of 155mm artillery shells as a case study. Last month, U.S. President Joe Biden indicated that the Pentagon had run out of those crucial munitions when he justified his decision to donate the alternative cluster variants, which Washington's European allies consider prohibited weapons. As of May, the U.S. had shipped more than 2 million 155mm rounds to Ukraine. We didn't get a cut of any of that, compared to the 790,000 ordered by the Pentagon over the past decade, CNAS pointed out. Should I just call him CNAS? CNAS, that's right, that's CNAS. They pointed it out. U.S. defense officials estimated that Kiev was expending over 90,000 shells a month in its fight against Russia. They're just shooting the damn things everywhere. As of March, the U.S. could turn out 20,000 shells per month and aim to ramp up monthly production to 50,000 by 2024 and 90,000 by 2025. In other words, they think there's going to be a big conflict. Manufacturing is currently done at 4 government-owned contractor-operated plants and involves a lean production process with multiple bottlenecks. The purchases for the U.S. Army stocks appear modest under the circumstances the think tank asserted. Well, yeah, because we're not supposed to win. Let's see. Delivering shells to Ukraine, however, is a team effort. With European allies boosting their own production, South Korea has refused to send munitions to Ukraine, but agreed last year to provide them to the U.S. so the U.S. can give them to Ukraine. Oh, I mean, backfilling its depleted stockpiles. Yeah, that's it. That's right. Kiev has accused its Western backers of failing to provide enough weapons for its summer counteroffensive against Russia. Well, with all the photo shoots, we forgot. According to the Wall Street Journal, people in Washington are out of their damn mind, were aware of the problem, but still hoped Ukrainian courage and resourcefulness would carry the day. Go out there armed with your courage, soldiers. Your courage is enough to stop those mortar rounds. Just stand up there, put your chest out, and don't be afraid of anything. I'm telling you, they're out of their damn minds. But here's the thing. You and I are just as much cannon fodder to them as these idiots that they're telling to go out there and have courage and resourcefulness, while Russia stamps them down with fucking technological equipment way beyond what Ukraine's using. I mean, Russian soldiers are probably kicking back on the daily, or I should say nightly, lapping their asses off, watching Ukrainian soldiers do whatever it is they're doing, because they've got them so damn monitored and so damn pegged down. I mean, anytime Ukraine tries to stand up, they smack them down every damn time. That's why Ukraine's doing what it's doing with the drones and stuff like that. They're basically trying to commit terrorism because it's the only way they can get a shot in. So, I mean, it's insanity. What's even more insane than the act is that the United States is in support of it. We went from the Reagan days of we don't negotiate with terrorists to we give them all the damn weapons and ammunition and money they need. Of course, they started doing that in the 80s with Al-Qaeda and ISIS and crazy. Drones. I got a couple of things to tell you about drones. Number one, fuck this. And number two, if you have a Mavic 2, a Mavic Air 2, let me re-say that, a Mavic Air 2, you're in luck if you didn't know. I was one of many very frustrated individuals because my Mavic Air 2 has the same ADS-B module in it as the Mavic Air 2S. Well, actually, I don't think they call it a Mavic at that point anymore. I think it's now just an Air 2S. The Mavic part of the name disappeared after the 2. The 2 was the last one that had the Mavic part of it. I know you don't give a shit, but yeah. So anyway, the 2S, which is this successor, it also has an ADS-B module. In fact, the exact same ADS-B module. However, when all this remote ID bull crapola started getting implemented, DJI gave us the list of the drones that were going to be remote ID compliant. And the earliest drone that was remote ID compliant was the Mavic Air 2S, not the Air 2. The Air 2S, not the Mavic Air 2. Even though they had the same equipment. So I was pissed. Many others were pissed. And I don't know when they made the statement, but I just found out about it today. They had actually put out a statement, a remote ID statement. I'm bringing it up now. And where's it at? Okay. So here's the Mavic Air 2, which is what I got, and it says, by the way, the no is a broadcast module needed. In other words, would I need to buy something else? The answer is no. Right here it says firmware upgrade it's Chinglish. Firmware upgrade will available by September 30, 2023 at the latest. So, if you're one of those folks that have a Mavic Air 2, be rest assured that you're going to be good. So will the Mavic 2 Zoom, the Mavic 2 Pro, and the Phantom 4 Pro version 2.0. So they will also be good to go. So, and the FPV one, their first FPV drone, that'll be good to go as well. So that's good news for individuals that have those particular drone models. Now on to this news. Chinese government has announced a 2-year regime of export controls for civilian drones and components that can be used for military purposes. Some media outlets report that the restriction is likely meant to curb deployment of the aircraft on the battlefield in Ukraine. The announcement was issued jointly by several governmental bodies on Monday. Two separate notices detailed which commercial drones and payloads will require an export license starting September 1. The regulation applies to UAVs that can fly over the horizon of the operator, have endurance of at least 30 minutes, and takeoff weight of over 7 kilograms. The same is true for robotic craft that can drop their cargo or are designed to accommodate non-authorized payloads. A license will be required to export specific high-performance engines, cameras capable of transmitting a signal from a range of over 50 kilometers, control stations that can pilot more than 10 drones simultaneously, and anti-drone payloads. Controls also apply to laser rangefinders, infrared cameras, and point-of-view cameras with specifications that exceed certain thresholds. The government issued a specific ban on the export of civilian drones if they are intended for terrorist activities or military purposes. Spokesperson for the Ministry of Commerce expressed Beijing's commitment to maintaining global security and regional stability and reiterated the government's opposition to the weaponization of civilian aircraft. The moderate expansion of the export controls is meant to demonstrate China's responsibility in this regard, the explanation said. So, can't say I really disagree with it. I'm good with them wanting to put controls on that for those purposes. Let's see. And this is the last headline I have, at least the tab open to read you. Still got the headlines to read off. Chinese zoo denies its bears are fake. And I don't know about you, but I am overly convinced that the bear in that photo is absolutely legit. I mean, why wouldn't it look legit to anyone? That's totally a legit bear. Says the Hangzhou Zoo in eastern China has officially denied allegations of using humans in costumes instead of real bears. Speculation erupted after video footage of one of the zoo's bears went viral online, with many struggling to believe it was a real animal. In the video, a sun bear called Angela can be seen standing on its hind legs, waving to visitors and trying to catch food that was being thrown to it. According to many users, the bear's slender legs, folds of fur, and unusual proportions make it look like a human was acting the part. In a statement to the media, the zoo's management insisted that the Malayan sun bear that was featured in the video is definitely a real animal. It's definitely not a person wearing a bear costume. Totally not. This is a real bear, not a human dressed in costume. A 4-year-old Malayan sun bear named Angela in a Hangzhou Zoo. I'm told on the story, but... Oh. Now, from that video, that's a bear. That is a bear. But there was something about that image that was shot, the angle, I don't know. I guess the angle, that sure looks like a damn costume from that angle. But to see it front on like that, no, that's a bear. It says they pointed out that the summers in the region are really hot, reaching temperatures over 40 degrees Celsius, and stressed that a person in a bear costume wouldn't last more than a few minutes in such conditions before collapsing. The zoo's official Weibo account has even featured a link to the official statement from Angela the sun bear herself, who decided to address suspicions that she was looking for a substitute. Yesterday, after I got off work, I received a call from the director asking me if I'd gotten lazy and slacked off from work by hiring a two-legged beast to replace me, the bear wrote. Some people thought the way I stand up looks too human. It seems that you don't know me too well. I am a sun bear, not a black bear, not a dog, a sun bear. Malayan bears, native to the tropical forests of Southeast Asia, are the smallest in the world and are roughly the size of large dogs. They also have slightly different proportions compared to other bears, featuring a stocky build, large paws, short snout, inward-turned front feet, and flattened chest. Their silky and fine fur is also the shortest among all bear species. So there you go. You learned something about bears. And you also found out that the bears in Chinese zoos are not fake. I know you've been walking around today. That's been at the top of your mind. You've just been like, man, I can't believe it. I'm just so disappointed in the world. The Chinese bears are fake. And I just can't maintain. You weren't? Damn. Something must be wrong with me. Alright. Got some headlines for you. And I got some caffeine. Yeah, baby. Let me just dump this. That's what I'll do. Let me just dump my vape tank, into my coffee here, and I'll just have some caffeine. I'll kill two birds with one drink. Two birds and one human. Hey, what could go wrong? All right. Oh, man. Yikes. I'm ready for bed again. That wears me out working on those. And today was like not a very productive day. It just wasn't, I don't know. It was a pain in the ass. It was much more of a pain in the ass than I thought it was going to be. I will say that. I got a couple of parts yet I need to search out. But I'm almost there. And I've got some stuff that I need to revert back. Just about there. I'm so very close. Can't wait. And then it's time to start doing the camo models. Because I usually do a camouflage line as well. So, alright. Russian Navy rebuffs Ukrainian drone attack, says Ministry of Defense. Italy's economy shrinks unexpectedly. Man. Struggling Brits more reliant on credit cards, says The Guardian. South American nation wants to join BRICS. China covered that one. Russia pumping oil at record pace, says Bloomberg. Sanctions fuel crypto mining boom in Russia. White House wants more crucial ammunition. I cover that. Russiagate to blame for Ukraine conflict, says Trump. I don't know about that. Russia to complete nuclear power plant in Turkey next year, says minister. Kiev attempts terror attack on Russian civilian. Cover that one. German energy giant downbeat on Russian gas supplies. Sweden ramps up security after Quran burnings. Kiev has secret plan if Zelensky is killed, says Politico. You like how they're going up and just making up the plans already? Let's see. U.S. tightening visa conditions for EU state. Russia sets new record for gas deliveries to China. CDC issues leprosy alerts, so be very careful when you're walking down the sidewalk that you don't, get hit by leprosy. I don't even know how the hell you get leprosy. Be careful on the sidewalks, because they're lepractic. lepractic sidewalks. They give you leprosy. Now the Prepper channels be going on the next week. Leprosy. They're gonna have us all locked up wearing masks. Leprosy. And duct taping arms back on and shit. Belarus hits back at Polish Wagner claims. Niger coup could send shockwaves through global nuclear industry. Twitter sues censorship advocate. Kremlin inspired by Russian troops in 1 versus 7 armor standoff. And I would be more likely to believe that than the whole Ghost of Kiev thing, because I knew that was bullshit when I heard it. Chinese zoo insisted... Oh, covered that. Kiev summons Polish envoy over unacceptable comments. UN condemns Ukrainian drone attacks on Moscow. White House comments on Wagner threat. Myanmar junta softens sentence of deposed leader. U.S. taking revenge on Hungarians, says Budapest. Trump indicted over 2020 election. Yeah, can you imagine? I didn't have that up to talk about it. Why? Because I don't give a rat's ass. That's why. I don't. I mean, name one time he has came out in support of all those people that many of are still behind bars. Right. Right. You know, I think that if there are a lot of people behind bars in a roundabout way because of me, in a roundabout way, I'm not saying it's Trump's fault, but he is the reason they were there. That's insanity. That's insanity. And he won't say a word. Won't say a word. It's mind-blowing. And people will still support him. That's how you know that all logic, all reason is completely gone out of your political system. When you have people that are directly doing horrible things to their constituents, and those people still keep, oh, gotta go to them. He makes me feel good. Mm-hmm. Have you ever figured out why, when he took office, he was so hell-bent on one of the first things he wanted to do was get this right to try business passed? Yeah, I know you normally hear me bitch about the red flag laws and bump stock bans, but let's talk about something a little bit different. Trump damn well knew that the COVID thing was going to happen before it did. That's why it was important for him to have that right to try bill in place so that that bill, that law could be used to bring us these vaccines. So he was in on it long before it actually took place. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna dumb myself down willingly just to have somebody to hold up, to support, to make me feel a little bit better about the situation. I'm not cut like that. I am just not cut like that. No, I gotta look at it for what it is and treat it as such. It's crazy. Ukraine discovers massive draft-dodging conspiracy. You're going to see even a bigger one in the United States if it happens. I'm willing to bet you're going to see a draft within the next year to 2 years. Russia's ally denies NATO states' claim it violated borders. U.S. generals use military resources to wage war on whistleblower because, it's okay to get out there in your high heels and your mini skirt even though you got a schlong. That's okay. And get out there and talk about your personal opinion publicly. But that's the only damn way you better speak about your personal opinion is if it goes along with their high heels and skirts. U.S. protest credit rating downgrade. Well, how do you feel, bro? Because there's like millions of Americans that have been protesting their credit rating for a long damn time, and you gave two shits. Oh, well. It's what it is. It'll change when we stand up and won't take it anymore. Until then, enjoy it. Because it's not going to be any different. Just the cold, hard facts. Till we decide to do something about it, we just gonna get ground down into the ground deeper and deeper and deeper. Because that's the idea. Just like theory, the theory behind what they're supposed to be doing in Russia is kind of wearing them out and running them out of ammunition, although it kind of sounds like it's the other way around happening. Same thing, man. Same thing with us. They slowly grind us down until we're completely, not just mentally, but actually tangibly hopeless. And then we aren't in a position to do anything. Right now, I don't think a lot of us are in a position to do much. It's not going to get better. Next year isn't going to be better. Year after that's not going to be better. That's not how it works. It's not how it works. They don't just decide to do the right thing. It's not how it works. Just the way it is. Don't kill the messenger. Anyway, I am going to get out of here and relax the rest of the evening. And God willing, tomorrow we'll be here again. We'll have more crazy, stupid jokes. Anyway, I am out of here. I will talk to you all tomorrow. Hopefully, have a good evening. As always, God bless you. We love you. Be one with your spirit. And shalom.